Snapper, good morning, what's going on? It's been a very, very long time since I've done a proper Snapchat mini lesson like I used to do in the old days. I've moved over to Instagram now, by the way. If you don't follow me on Instagram, go and follow me, because I do these over there all the time. But I thought I'd come back to Snapper because I know that a lot of you guys don't follow me on Instagram. I got a little mini lesson today, it's about money. I want to show you something that I was shown when I was 12 years old, and let me tell you what, hearing that at 12 years old, hearing what I'm about to show you when I was 12 years old made a difference in my life. Here we go. If you can save 10% of your income, right? If you go to work and you make 50 grand a year and you can save 10% of it, and you can do that for 10 years, you will have saved 100% of your annual income. 10% times 10 is 100%. 100% of your income can buy you 1 year. Does that make sense? So if you go and save 10% of your income and you do it for 10 years, you'll have enough in your savings to be worth the equivalent of 1 year of your income. If you can save 10% of your income and do it for 40 years, you'll have 4 years worth of income. Make sense? So you go and save 10% of your income for 40 years, e.g. you go and get a job for 40 years, you start at 20, you retire at 60, you work your entire ass off. Guess what? You'll have saved enough to buy yourself 4 years. If you retire at 60, you're out of cash by 64. Is that not like is that not alarming? I was told this at 12 years old and I was thinking, what the hell is going on here? Why are people going and working for 40 years? If they did the numbers, they would think of a better way. But wait, it gets better than that, because majority of people don't save 10%. The average savings rate, personal savings rate in the USA, for example, is 3.5% per year. 3.5%. You go and save 3.5% of your income for 40 years, guess what? By the time you're 60, you've bought 1.4 years of time. That's it. You won't even make it to 62 before you run out of cash. Oh wait, it gets better than that, because we haven't even talked about inflation. Every 15 to 20 years on average, the cost of living doubles. So in 40 years, that 1.4 years won't buy you 1.4 years. You're talking months. You're talking months. You can go and work your whole life. And by the time that you retire, you can buy yourself months before you need the government, before you need your children. That's stress central. That's ridiculous. Let me tell you what the most people do. Mass population who actually don't know anything about money, mass population have two strategies to combat these ridiculous numbers. Their two strategies are this. One, get a degree. Go to uni and get a degree so you can earn more. Does that change anything? Because guess what? The more you make, the more you spend. So you go get a $40,000 admin job or work at a bar, you've got low income, low expenses, you've got humble expenses, and because it's a percentage game, it's just as quick, if not quicker, to achieve financial independence when your income's low. It's a percentage game. But you go get a degree and you can become a doctor or a lawyer, an accountant, and you have a prestigious office, you've got to have the best suits, you have the nice apartment, you got the nice stuff, you get the latest BMWs and Audis when they come out, right? Get caught in the lifestyle trap, trying to keep up with the Joneses. And when you have passive income or semi-passive income that's scalable, that's one thing. But if it's active, if you're a bloody doctor, you can't outsource that. You can entrap yourself in your own lifestyle trying to keep up with the Joneses. And let me tell you what, it's harder to replace a big income than it is to replace a small income. The second strategy that the masses love to employ is buying a house. Well, yeah, I mean, my savings aren't going to get me financially independent, but if I get a house, that will. I can be financially independent, right? Let me show you that. This is the chart, right? This is time, and this is your house price, and say, look, if I can buy a house here every 7 to 10 years, on average, it doubles. So let's just assume that your house price goes up like this. And when you're 60, guess what? You've got a lot of equity here because you bought at this price, and now it's worth this price. So look at that gain. Yeah, I mean, you could have made $2 million from that, right? So good, I bought here for $500,000, for example, and now it's worth $3 million. So look, I've made $2.5 million from this thing. Fantastic, that's brilliant. So can I go and pay for my breakfast with that $2.5 million in equity? Can I just chip a brick off the fucking house and then take it down to the cafe and use it to buy my avocado on toast? No. The only way that you can actually access that equity and use it to live is if you go and borrow against the equity and you've got to pay interest, which is ridiculous, or you sell the house and you use some of the equity, you spend it. But guess what? If your house has done this, all the other houses have done this. This level of lifestyle now, which you bought in like 30, 40 years ago, so it's probably a shitty level of lifestyle that you've acclimated to anyway, because you got an old house. You've acclimated to this level of lifestyle. You could go and sell the house, but to get into another, you got to live somewhere. To get into another house, you're going to be spending the same amount. So you can't use this unless you want to go and lower your lifestyle. Probably 98% of human beings on the planet right now won't want to hear what I'm about to say, but let me tell you, it's the truth. So believe it if you want, don't believe it if you don't want. It doesn't bother me. Here it is. Going and getting a degree and going and buying a house with the goal of financial independence is kind of like learning how to go and make a nuclear warhead with the goal of world peace. It's completely not related. If anything, it's doing the opposite. It's crazy. So what's the solution? Here's the solution. You might want to write this down. Wherever you work, whatever you earn, you want to save 10% of your income minimum. Go and save 10%. If you think you can't, it's a lie. You can. It's just not a priority to you. Go and figure out what costs you can cut so that you can stash 10%. It could feel hard at the start, but you'll get used to it. In about 90 days, you'll get used to it. So here's what you're going to do. In 90 days, when you get used to it, go and increase your savings. Go and save even more. It's a philosophy called keep yourself poor, make yourself rich. That means deliberately limit your lifestyle expenses and save the difference and push and accelerate the savings. Step 2, you're going to go and learn to invest at 10% per year, and you're going to use time diversification to buy the market over a long period of time, and you're going to invest at 8 to 10% per year. Invest. If you do just those two things, save 10% of your income, accelerate it every 3 months, and then go and invest the savings at 10% per year, you can have complete passive income replacement in 20 years. So if you don't retire in your 40s, you didn't play the money game right. Simple as that. Everyone on earth can learn to do this. They can get meat in the game. They can learn to save and they can learn to invest. Investing passively, the way that we teach it, takes about 5 hours a year, maybe, probably not that much. But if you're impatient and you're ambitious and you don't want to wait 20 years, I didn't want to wait 20 years. Why would I want to retire when I'm 40 when I could retire when I was 22? Why would you want to wait till you're 40? You could do it earlier if you do 2 more things. You want to go and increase your income by at least 10% every year. That means go and create semi-passive income on top of your active income so that you can accelerate your income, accelerate your savings, accelerate your investing. If you can increase your income by just 10% per year, you can shorten the 20 years down to 10 years. And if you learn to trade or speculate your money so you can grow total by just 20% per year, I'm talking about going from 10% per year to 20% per year. And anyone who is my FX student, particularly my day traders, you know 20% per year is conservative. But if you can do just 20% per year on your entire capital base, you can bring the journey down to 5 years. These are the numbers. I mean, you can't argue the numbers. I can show you the data. This is inflation included as well. I can show you all the numbers if you would prefer. So we're saving some of our income. We are investing it passively, 10% per year. Then we're speculating some of it to increase our total gain by 20% per year. And then we're going and creating side businesses to increase our income. If you do all of them together, you can do 2 to 5 years income replacement. I did it in 2 to 3 years. And my income wasn't just replaced, I rapidly grew my income. And now all this is paid for with passive and semi-passive income. I can take a nap tomorrow and my income still comes in, my bills still get paid, right? Anyone can do this if you want to do it, if you want it bad enough. And people don't want it that bad, to be fair, but if you want it, you could do it, you can have it, you can learn it. You don't need to be a genius, you don't need to go to college, you don't need any of the crap that a lot of people think that you need. I wasn't a genius. I got an OP13 in school, middle of the ground. I went to school drunk sort of toward the last couple of weeks there because I didn't take it very seriously. You don't need to be smart. But you do need to want it, and you're going to have to change some belief systems and have to do some new things and learn some new stuff. But if you want it bad enough, you can do it, you can have it. If you do today what others won't, you'll be able to do tomorrow what others can't. So if this little mini lesson resonated with you and you're one of the few who are still watching and it makes sense and you want it and you're not an Infinite Prosperity student yet, go to this link and sign up. Go and get a silver or gold membership. It's a lifetime membership. It's a couple of $100 and we'll teach you exactly how to save, how to invest, how to trade, how to do everything I just told you. Get the 2 to 5 year income replacement is our goal. Can I promise or guarantee that? Of course not, because most people don't do the work. If you want it bad enough and do the work, you can have it.